You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Well, we're not far away from Thursday night hoops getting underway here in the city of Churches. It's a new home of Bryce Cotton there with Will Magnay. These two will fight it out for a win tonight. But let's talk a little bit about the Adelaide offense versus the Tasmania defense. We know that Scott Roth is big on defense. We know that Adelaide likes to score. Bryce Cotton, he's had 39 and 28 in his first two outings. How do you see the matchup between these two?
Well, if you look at points for and points against, I think obviously this favors the 36ers, but Scott Roth in the past, Damon, has done a reasonable job in defending Bryce Cotton. Now, I say that with the utmost respect to Cotton because we know what can happen. But the JackJumpers as a team, as a unit, collectively defend so well, and that's why they've had so much success over their seasons in the NBL.
And we've been talking about it for years with Scott Roth teams. Defense travels. The Jackie way travels. And like you said, they don't let any one person off the chain crazy like that. Now, they have different personnel, but we're going to see if this new personnel can contain Bryce.
I don't know if Derek Rucker played defense, but you're going to tell me about Scott Roth's whiteboard.
I did. I was underrated as a defender. Scott Roth's whiteboard. Look, foul discipline, especially as it pertains to Bryce Cotton. No and 1-3 balls, please. Secondly, attack Cotton as a defender. Third, play with joy and ferocity. There's a nice line to walk.
Ferocity, not bad. And on Mike Wells' whiteboard, I got continue to share the ball. Yes, Bryce is going to take the majority of the shots, but keep it moving. Trust each other and let Bryce Hamilton neutralize them.
I cannot wait for this game. Adelaide 36ers and the Tassie JackJumpers starts now.
Comes Will Magnay. Bryce Cotton. Oh boy. And Cotton. Foul taking the shot, knocks down the three, chance at a 4-point play. Cheatham upstairs. Pass inside, ding. Cotton. Boy, shook Divas out of his shoes, and that's the double. DJ puts on the finishing. Some of the block. On steps back. DJ the big. Where did Will Magnay come from? Well, the Adelaide Entertainment Centre has been sold out for 22 consecutive games, and tonight the 36ers fans are again pouring in to see if their team can start the season with 3 straight wins for the first time in 25 years. The NBL's best player, Bryce Cotton, has been in MVP form. Tonight, another Bryce Hamilton and his Tassie JackJumpers are here to spoil the party as we welcome you to Adelaide for the continuation of round 4 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. A very warm welcome to you wherever you may be watching around Australia and beyond. It's second versus third on the ladder. Championship winner Damon Lowry and 1990 MVP Derek Rucker are alongside me, and gentlemen, this should be a good one.
Case, good to be here, man. It's always a great environment when you come to Adelaide Entertainment Center. These 9,000 people in here are going to see a show. They all came for the Bryce showcase, but it could be 2 Bryce shows.
No doubt, and you look at the ladder, Melbourne on top at 4-0 realistically, although Adelaide technically on top at 2-0, but this is a meaningful one with Tasmania 3-1, including 3-0 on the road, Case.
Indeed. Bryce Cotton, 34 points a game when you thought he couldn't get better. Small sample size, I know, but shooting the ball at 61% from the field and hit 10 threes at 59%. He does it all and also leads the league in assists.
Well, he's got something to prove, Damon, and he's come over here. He understands the pressure. He understands the history of this franchise, one of the great NBL championship contending teams, and he wants to get them back to that place.
He's brought his high standards to this organization without saying a whole lot, without beating his chest, just the way he carries himself and the way he moves. Everybody has no choice but to follow along.
He's just outstanding to watch, and what a impact he's had here in Adelaide in a short space of time. But what he does off the floor as well, what he brings to the community, already dialed into the media here as well. But good chance tonight for Bryce Hamilton to show that it's not a one Bryce league. You know, 5th in the league at scoring 20 a game, but does a little bit of everything. Had 9 in 15 minutes at the Blitz against Adelaide, and I think he'll be closer to 20 tonight.
What I like about Bryce Hamilton is he's always on the floor, like he's getting 30 to 32 minutes a game, but the team knows that he he's their leading scorer. So they often run plays for him. That sometimes we've seen case other teams that might let one of their best players starve of opportunity. The JackJumpers don't do that with Bryce Hamilton, and Bryce gives them a lot of different categories.
DJ Vasiljevic bounced back to form in the last game in Cairns with 6 of 13 from the field, 4 of 9 from deep after going 1 of 7 from deep in the first game here. But he's needed to adjust his role here in Adelaide. He's not going to see the volume of shots that he's had in the past.
And that's just not primarily the responsibility of DJ. The team did a really good job in Cairns of finding him early, making him feel appreciated and wanted, and got him some really good looks, which he knocked down, and that opened the game up for the rest of his action, like getting to the rim.
Well, of course, on the opposite side for Brisbane, Josh Bannon, what a season he's putting together. An emerging talent, as I spoke with him pre-game about winning the gold medal at the Asia Cup in Saudi Arabia. Had an influence there and has certainly had an influence here in Tassie.
Josh was phenomenal last game, as we just saw, with 23 points and 15 rebounds. But he is very underrated. And not by me, now that I'm talking about it. He's averaging a double-double case, 13 points and 10 rebounds. That is extremely hard to do. He's an undersized 5, but he's an oversized 4. He can do a little bit of everything. So when Tasmania goes small, when Will Magnay checks out of the game, Bannon can hold the fort.
And I like the structure of the offense that Tasmania run, because it brings out the best in Josh Bannon. He's good in the dribble handoff action. He's good at faking, as we saw in that highlight. I think this is just an excellent fit for Josh Bannon at this stage of his professional career.
TJ Sparks looks like an excellent fit for Tassie at the moment as he fills in for the injured David Johnson. And he was good in game number 1, but hasn't been good enough to force his way into the starting 5.
Well, look, you just can't come in here and take out. I mean, who you going to sit down, Casey? You can't stay down Tiger Campbell. But he is instant offense off the bench. I like what my man Jordan Crawford used to do, Derek. He's a scorer. He's not going to come in here and mess around, but he's also got to kind of harness that for the benefit of the team.
And he's going to pick and choose his times, but I can tell you, when he gets in the game, he is going to try and make something happen right away and then let the game come to him. He's not going to do the opposite and sit back.
See, look, the Adelaide 36 starting 5. It's the same 5 that started the last game in their win by 31 points in Cairns last Thursday night. It is loaded with talent.
3-guard offense. I like Flynn Cameron in the starting lineup. Shot the ball very well last game. Zylan Cheatham is a Swiss Army knife, can do some of everything. And Big Isaac Humphries is having a good start to the season. And
Tassie going with the same starting 5 they used in their most recent game as well. They've won 3 games on the road to start the season. It's an amazing record, but I can tell you the Illawarra Hawks in their championship year of 2001 started with 6 road wins in that, and the league record is Canberra. They won their first 10 games in 1985 on the road.
Well, defense travels, as Damon said in the pregame show, and that's been a hallmark of Tasmania's success throughout its stint in the NBL.
Ooh, false start. Could be a little bit of niggle in this as well. There's certainly been some talk pre-game. Hungry Jacks round 4 continues here from Adelaide. It is the Tassie JackJumpers who control the tip. These teams played twice here in Adelaide last season, both games decided by 4 points. They played an overtime thriller in Tassie as well. It's usually close as Campbell comes up empty. Magnay tried to keep it alive, and Hamilton can't grab it.
I like that first set. Put Bryce Cotton in the on-ball. Get at his legs on that end of the floor, make him defend, make him feel some bodies. Campbell got a good look, but just missed it.
Flynn Cameron assumes the role, the ball carrying duties, guarded by Campbell. Vasiljevic, Cheatham, back to Cameron, 10 on the shot clock. Got in the air, the pass to Cheatham, just partially deflected. And it's the Tassie JackJumpers who get it to Hamilton for the opening score.
And look at Anthony Drimmick. We all knew it was paying $1.01 that Anthony Drimmick would go straight to Bryce Cotton. He's going to make Bryce work for absolutely everything he gets.
And look at his face. He's all about it.
Vasiljevic, started by Hamilton, rolls it down to Humphries against the Boomers captain Magnay. One of the marquee matchups. Cotton baseline, feeds. Humphries was rejected by Magnay, but it was on the way down.
Good call.
So they say.
Good call, Damon.
I'm not so sure.
Just slightly on its way down as Humphries puts it up. It's on its way down. Magnay with exceptional length, but just a bit late.
Had some
Case? No?
I thought it was on the way down.
Thank you.
Had some spectacular blocks here, Magnay. One notably against Montrezl Harrell last season. And another against Jarrell Martin as well. Shot clock to single numbers here for Bannon in the paint against the undersized Flynn. Cameron helps himself to the 2.
Josh Bannon can score. Like, even his 3-ball, he's shooting over 30% from downtown, but just around from the 15-foot and in, he's cagey. He can get any kind of shot off.
So early on, you see Adelaide switching everything in this possession. It'll be interesting if they keep that up with a mismatch like this.
5 on the shot clock. Cotton defers. To Cameron, who travelled before he had it down. So Adelaide turned the ball over for the 2nd time in the game.
Derek, are you shocked? Did Bryce kick that out?
100%. 100.
Hamilton works to an opening, reluctant to take the shot as well. Almost 2 minutes played in the opening quarter. Cotton reaching in his call for the first foul of the game.
In case we're seeing why Scott Roth is one of the premier coaches in the NBL. He's going right at Cotton on this end of the floor. Every possession thus far, Cotton has had to fight over a screen, and that time Campbell goes away from the screen and puts him under pressure to draw that foul.
Ambitious pass from Hamilton there to try and find Drimmick.
And you're seeing Tiger Campbell live. He is not a small man, even though he's short in stature. He's thick, so he can get into the key and create some havoc for Bryce.
Hamilton shook Cameron, got ahead of him. And he travelled. That was the whistle from Ken Harrick.
Well, that was a poor call because that was what we call a pro hop. And Ken Harrick, new to the NBL, should know better because that's an American-centric move.
Ken?
Cotton with it now. Comes to a stop. Cameron. Humphries harassed by Magnay. Shot clock to 10. Roll into the hoop. Great pass from Cotton, and Humphries comes up with another 2.
Great offensive set. Good unselfish my Bryce. History shows that Tassie will show and recover hard on all Bryce's handoffs and ball screens, and he made the extra pass and got Isaac a bucket.
Hamilton misses. Cotton bounces off Campbell. Confronted by Drimmick. Goes on with the dribble. Baseline. Pull up. Can't finish. The Magnay, the rebound. Hamilton had Drimmick up the floor quickly, but couldn't find a passing lane. And now it's Magnay. It's an up-tempo start to the game, as we anticipated from Adelaide. As he going with them for the moment. Drimmick got in the air, ran into Humphries, who relieved him of it. So almost 3 minutes play. Vasiljevic past Campbell, confronted by Magnay. Worried out of the points there. Contact on the play, though. And it looks as though a foul is going to be called here on Will Magnay.
22. And Drimmick gets caught up in the air. We can see what he was trying to do, take advantage of the mismatch, but Humphries does a good job of tying that ball up, and the Sixers get out on the break, and that resulted in free throws on the other end for DJ Vasiljevic.
One thing about the pace of this game is going up and down a little bit, but it's only 4-4. And one thing about Tasmania's team, they want this game, Derek, in the 80s. They don't want to get into any kind of a shootout.
Tough to blow out Tasmania. Often when you feel you've established a nice gap on them, they somehow fight their way back into it. They were down 66-58 in Brisbane at three-quarter time, went on a run, reduced Brisbane to 16 in the 4th to win that one.
And the last time they were here, Tassie, they kept Adelaide to their lowest score of the season as Drimmick peels off the 3 to put the JackJumpers back on top.
It's that type of play right there, how Tasmania continue just to stay in basketball games.
Adelaide tried to junk it up a little bit with a little three-quarter court trap. Didn't identify that corner shooter, and Drim made him pay.
Shot clock to single digits. Cameron picks up the dribble, needs help. Here's Cotton, 5 on the shot clock against Drimmick. Finds a way, pass, leans in, draws contact, is off to the free throw line.
And on Scott Roth's whiteboard that I constructed in the pregame show, I mentioned foul discipline. And right then, to give Cotton an easy 2 on the penetration, you're better off just contesting Damon and see if he can make that tough leaner.
I think the word on the streets is to force Bryce left. I don't know why. I mean, they try not to give him an option, either go left or right, but he can go either direction. And that late in the shot clock, I would have liked to have seen Anthony Drimmick just play straight up D.
Cotton from the free throw line this season, a perfect 9 of 9. Counting those 2 as Adelaide retakes the lead. 3.5 played, term number 1. Drimmick feeling it at the moment, caught that a little deep. Cheatham with the rebound and off to Vasiljevic. Isaac White's checked into the game. This is Cotton. Shot at clock at 10. Isolated against Drimmick. Pulls up for the triple and knocks it down.
Put him to sleep, rocked him, and got it in his left hand. Hit him with the hezzy 3-ball. Bryce Cotton finding his stroke early.
Bannon against Cheatham. Good battle. Kicks outside. An unlikely conveyance from there off the front of the rim.
Here it's going up.
Cotton wraparound play. Humphries bounces into Campbell, who went down. Humphries couldn't finish it though. This is Campbell. Quickly back the other way. Feet in the paint.
Oh no!
Yeah, he did.
Oh no, that's the second turnover in 112 minutes.
Look at the Amy replay. Bryce Cotton didn't use the screen, and then right there is what I'm talking about. You see that pocket dribble after he puts it through his legs? And that's a dribble that can do two things, a pocket dribble. It can deceive the defender, or it can help you find rhythm. And I think in that case, it really got him rhythm as he got up into his 3-ball.
You're right, Damon. Tiger Campbell has done a great job. 1 turnover in his first 4 games in Australia. Outstanding work. This is Vasiljevic from the 3-point line. That's off the mark. Magne the rebound. Nick Rakocevic came up with it, stole it from behind and keeps it alive now for Adelaide. White, the former Tassie Jack jumper. He can't connect. Kenyon got a piece of it. Rakocevic got it back. This time White gets an open look. That didn't work.
Rakocevic does not waste time getting rebounds. Had 8 in his first game, didn't even know his teammates' names. Just picked up a quick 2 in like 10 seconds.
And 5 O-boards in that performance as well, Damon, as Josh Bannon gets a user-friendly role. 4 points for Bannon early in the game. Cotton has 4 early along with Humphries for Adelaide. We played 5.5 minutes. White exploring, takes the hit from Bannon, and he's off to the free throw line.
Isaac White has been very aggressive since joining the Adelaide 36ers. I think he's found a role suitable for his style of play and his skill set.
Here we go.
So Isaac White to the free throw line with Adelaide just on top here. 4.5 minutes out from quarter time. Need to get involved with Supercoach if you're having some fun. It's back, but not as you know it. Presented by Choice Hotels. It's a new weekly format. And at the end of the season, $10,000 prize draw, $5,000 cash, $5,000 at Choice Hotels and a gift voucher.
Mention him, Case. I know you don't want to mention him.
It's a great competition, but good luck beating the coach.
Who's the coach, Damon?
Yours truly.
In charge. So Adelaide by 2. Campbell, top of the key. Beats Richards, who's checked into the game. The former 36er, Nick Marshall, is on the floor as well. And here's Campbell going on with the dribble. Just couldn't get it to go. Loose ball. Rakocevic got a piece of it, knocked it free. And now Kenyon with his foot on the accelerator. Kicks it outside. White. In this match with Richards, had him on the back pedal. Now Rakocevic down low in a mismatch.
3 seconds.
And a 3-second violation is called on Adelaide. They turn it over for the 3rd time. Tassie has 4 in that category.
This is the depth issue, sorry, Derek, the Tasmania JackJumpers have with Juk Ding being hurt, no David Johnson. Will Magne is going to have to play extended minutes, and that's why we see a young Jacob Richards on the court right now, just to try to give Josh Bannon a little bit of a rest.
Marshall stepped out of court down on the baseline.
Now, Damon, Tasmania have been running a lot of on-ball, as we mentioned, to try and get Cotton into the action, but I don't think Campbell has taken advantage and utilized the screens to the maximum potential. He's been a bit terminal once he gets past the line of the screen. He needs to put more pressure on the paint and be assertive with the basketball.
Cotton, the only starter on the floor for Adelaide at the moment. 3.5 left in the opening term. He blows past Marshall. It opens up for him, collides with Ben Eyre, who's called for a blocking foul, and Cotton to the stripe once more.
As soon as I saw Nick Marshall pick up Bryce, I thought, well, this ain't going to be good. This is not going to be good for young Nick. He let him reject the screen, and once he got into the key, it was over with.
Let's go courtside to Kelsey Brown.
I want to talk to you guys about the pace that Adelaide 36ers are playing at the moment. DJ Vasiljevic during the week said on NBL Now that's the pace that they want to play at. They want to move it really quickly. Do you like this new look Adelaide 36ers? Do you like the pace that they're playing at?
Yeah, I really do. And they have a lot of athletes, especially on the wing. And when they decide to go to a lineup without Isaac Humphries, it really facilitates that faster pace. And especially in this game, when you're playing against an opponent that is last in the league in pace, make them uncomfortable with speed.
Game high 4-point edge for Adelaide. Air penetrates. Bagley with a drop-off pass, and he gets the 2 and draws a foul.
Good finish, but I'm blaming Isaac White for that one. He just overhelped, sagged in too much, and gave Ben Air a long closeout, and Ben Air attacked the hoop and got a nice assist. Derek, I'm looking up at the score right now. Who does this favor? Even though 36 are up 2, if this game can be under, 18 points a quarter, this is right up Tasmania's alley.
It is. Even if the scores get even a bit higher than what you mentioned, if it's a close game, if it's within 4 points, you just always feel the JackJumpers are going to pull it out. And the more minutes Will Magnay can be on the floor, the better it is for Tasmania. He was a plus 23 last week.
Well, Cotton fires and is fouled by Nick Marshall. So 3 free throws to come. Adelaide already 7 of 8 from the stripe. Tassie, none of 1.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Nick Marshall experiment on Bryce Cotton, it is not working. No good. No bueno right now, Case. Yeah, I'm going to put young TJ Starks on Bryce and let this guy see if he can match him, step for step.
When Bryce Cotton was playing in Perth and Nick Marshall at Adelaide, they used that there, and he obviously would have volunteered for the situation again, thinking that he wants to try and take on the best. Right now, Bryce Cotton getting it his way.
Okay, sometimes you got to protect people from themselves. Mike Wells.
So Bryce Cotton came into this game a perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line. He's now got 7 of 7 from the stripe in this opening quarter. And that is a worry for the JackJumpers. Adelaide with a game-high 5-point edge as we count down the last 3 minutes of an entertaining opening quarter from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. It's round 4 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. Ben Air exploring unsuccessfully.
JackJumpers have to be careful with the fouls now. Cotton is killing them on the line, and he looks very rhythmic and creative.
Kenyon rolls it down low. Rakocevic. Foul going to be called here on Kobe Williamson. Over the limit, the JackJumpers. 6 fouls already in the game.
Even if you jump out and double Bryce's ball screen, whoever the person is that jumps out is still not faster than Bryce. He can still turn that corner. If you want to make this trap early, I'm sitting over here talking like it's easy to do. It's clearly not. But once he gets the ball out of his hands, Derek, you can't let him get it back.
That's correct. And in years previous, Scott Roth has had success in limiting Bryce Cotton. I didn't say stop Bryce Cotton. I said limiting him with trapping and hard shows, both defensive on-ball concepts that aren't utilized offense in the modern game.
Rakocevic to the free throw line. It's 4 of 5 from the stripe on his debut in Cairns. And as we mentioned, 8 points, 8 rebounds in 16 minutes, 5 offensive rebounds. Looks like a good fit. Misses both there. Marshall off and running. Got a good start on them. And he elevates for the finish against his former team.
Wow. Did he go up, Damon?
Just in case you forgot, Nick Marshall was an athlete.
Reaching in, good hands there from TJ Starks. Dave Cameron, plenty to think about. Rakocevic, he travelled. Turnover number 4 for Adelaide. Tassie has 5.
Damon, sometimes you play against teams that are really hard to find continuity, cohesion against. And the JackJumpers are just the perfect example of that. Teams always look out of rhythm, out of sorts against them.
Air, hands over. TJ Starks, the new man. All the way from Kazakhstan, his most recent team. Average 16 points, 4 assists. Hung in the air as well. That's high-quality stuff as Starks opens his account.
Okay, Amy, we're going to get our partner Amy to give us that replay one more time because he's left-handed, but that right hezzy is out of control.
Inside the last 2 minutes of the opening turn, Vasiljevic wants to take on the big man, gets it done, draws a foul.
Thank you very much, Amy. He comes off the ball screen, TJ, and he stood up. Rakocevic. Did I say it right, Case?
Rakocevic.
Rakocevic.
Even though it was Humphries.
Was it Humphries? I think got that.
They do look very similar.
Thank you.
My bad. But either way, TJ is a real problem. And Derek, I'm going to throw out an old NBA comparison.
Right.
See if you can roll with me on this one. Left-handed, does he remind you a little bit of a TJ Best? Travis Best, Indiana Pacers.
Correct, out of Georgia Tech. Very good. Damon, I like the comparison, and I'll even throw in a hybrid, a little bit of Isaiah Thomas. Not the old Isaiah Thomas, but the new modern Isaiah Thomas with that left hand. TJ Starks is a baller.
Here he is on cue, got inside Cameron with a hostage dribble. Now Bannon just beyond the foul line. High arc on the shot, but Josh Bannon's now got 6 in the game. Only Cotton has 9, and he sits on the bench.
Okay, some players to improve offensively need more structure, and I think that's the case with Josh Bannon.
A little over a minute out from quarter time. Adelaide on top by 2. Tassie right there with them. Cameron appeared to be fouled by Magnay, goes unwhistled. 2 on the shot clock. They're going to have to create something in a hurry. They've coughed it up. Shot clock in the background. That's after the event. Mike Wells not happy with.
Anytime you get a 24-second violation, clearly it's good defense, but somebody's turning down shots. And quickly, Bryce Cotton comes in to finish the quarter. He sat Case, I believe, for 60 seconds. Which is 15 more than I thought he'd sit in this game.
Zylan Cheatham yet to attempt a shot yet.
Starks again, got room away from Cameron, takes on Humphries, he gets down low and adds another 2.
Woo! He's so smooth with it, and that's with a V, Dane.
Smooth. He just laid it, just jumped into the chest of Isaac Humphries.
8-3 run from Tassie. Oh, Cotton dancing on the halfway line there as Vasiljevic fires. Adelaide now none of 4 from deep. As Starks gets some attention from Cotton. Checks a screen from Magnay, goes back to him and reaching, and Vasiljevic had the foul there and will send Magnay to the free throw line.
Smart basketball there from TJ Starks. It was a pass and chase situation with Magnay, and he bumps off of Magnay, who made a great pass and got a return one as he dove to the basket. Tasmania looking very clinical and sharp on the offensive end in this first quarter.
And Magnay's not the most reliable conveyance from the free throw line in terms of our friends at Hungry Jack's. Just 46% from the strike. Last 2 games here for Tassie. Majuk Deng gave away hamburgers. Ruben Tarangi gave away hamburgers. Are Tassie going to supply them again? No. I want some basket interference here and a 2-point finish. Scott Roth thought it was touched or there was ring interference.
Now, Derek, you was mouthing off earlier in the season about how Will Magnay shouldn't be on the floor that long, playing him 24 to 25 minutes. Well, in this first quarter, Derek, 8 minutes. Would you care to retract that?
I won't retract it. However, I acknowledge the fact that I did say that, and thank you for bringing it up. But I think, you know, that sweet spot, now that we're into the season, not extended a few minutes, Case.
Cotton about to get a double team. They want it out of his hands.
Double again.
Cannot afford to foul over the limit. They feed the ball to Cheatham, who stops, pops. Can't finish it. Humphries had it and got it back and knocked down the 2 to put Adelaide on top at quarter time here. Marshall, 3-quarter court, can't get it done. Well, Tassie have come to Adelaide and kept the 36ers to their lowest first quarter score of the season, but Adelaide still in front. Adelaide 21, Tassie 20. Good game going here from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Remember, keep your feet behind the Tyre Power line. Now, the recipient, you can only move 1 foot. Teammate, go for it. How many can you get? There is 1. Keep your foot planted. All right, there's 1. Go for number 2. Leave it on, sir. Come on, we're running out of time. Go for your second one. We're seeing what's... Whoa. That's... I mean, your foot is moving so aggressively. And there is number 3. Okay, it's not bad. Now, stay there. Leave them on. Leave them on. The score to beat is 3, which is going to be quite hard. Let's just see how we go. Leave your foot planted. You guys have really stuffed this up. And let's go to 3, and that's... Okay, you know what? We will hook you guys up over there with a tyre voucher. You guys, thank you so much for being here. What you get as a consolation prize is you have to walk off the court while wearing the tyres. Put the tyres back on, walk off the court, give it up for these legends, and thank you very much to Tyre Power as well. Supporters of your Adelaide 36ers and NBL26, there's your Tyre Power tyre toss. Let's get into the second quarter.
Thursday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL from Adelaide. 36ers lead it by 1. We had 10 lead changes and 4 times the score was tied in that opening quarter. Tassie with 16 of their 20 points in the paint. Adelaide with the possession arrow. Cheatham shook them. Got Humphries, a 100% good look.
Playmaker. Good job by Bryce to get the ball over to Zylan. And Zylan made it play.
Top 10 in the league in assists and steals, as well as number 2 in rebounding, Cheatham. Do it all, man. Starks beats the ball outside, and the 3 tumbles. Nice finish there from Jacob Richards.
Who in Australia, Derek, thought Jacob Richards would start a second quarter? And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. This is just where the JackJumpers are with some injuries, and Scott does not hesitate in giving guys an opportunity.
He doesn't, and it's almost commonplace to see guys step up and produce when given said opportunity.
First points for Richards as well in the NBL. Cameron off the mark, whistle on the play. Foul going to be called as we go courtside to Kelsey.
I was listening into Mike Wells. He said on the offensive end, they just need to try and get it through some hands. But Derek, you were right. Tassie are making them quite uncomfortable on that end of the court. On the defensive end, he said the level of physicality needs to get lifted up. We need to lock them on one side, push them one way. But what we're finding at the moment is I think Tassie is on top of this contest, and Adelaide were feeling that in the timeout.
And if they could just clean up the fouling, Adelaide scored 11 points in the first quarter from the free throw line, but Tasmania are dominating with points in the paint.
Cheatham muscles his way in against Jacob Richards, draws a foul, so more free throws to come.
And one thing about Cheatham is he's not going to take a whole lot of shots in the context of the game, but he is smart enough, savvy enough to know when he has a mismatch, and he can use his foot speed on the perimeter and get on the rim.
At 17.6 boards at the NBL Blitz against Tasmania. In that game, Tassie won by 2 points. And this is quite an arm wrestle, as we anticipated it might be, between the teams ranked 2 and 3 on the ladder. Cheatham continues with a good job from the stripe. He's a perfect 4 of 4 on the season. Adelaide 13 of 16 from the stripe in this game. Tassie 1 of 3. Starks. Got beyond. Glenn Cameron made some room for the shot, knocks down another. He's got 6 on 3 of 3 shooting.
Using all the methods with that ball screen. A little hostage, a little snake thrown in there before he pulls up and knocks down that mid-range J.
Vasiljevic against Marshall, feeds Humphries. Good first step. Magnay was right there with him, but can't talk the big man out of it. Humphries now into double digits on 5 of 7.
Tough bucket, Dame.
Yeah, great job by Ice, because you got to get into the shot blocker's chest. He lowered that left shoulder a little bit, just enough to create some space and kiss it off the glass. Great job by Ice.
Marshall, Vasiljevic tried to march over the top of Magnay. And wants to help him up. Ben Air didn't like it, and Magnay wasn't appreciating the hand. We get another look at Humphries.
Well, this nice move there by Humphries, but earlier when Magnay and Vasiljevic collided, Vasiljevic went to extend his hand to Magnay, and Magnay ignored him, and he did it again right there. Vasiljevic, I think, has taken offense at Magnay's lack of courtesy to his sportsmanship.
Man, damn the courtesy. After you put your shoulder through my chest and you want to help me up now, man.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah. We saw Deli do that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah. That was an interesting play.
When Deli took out Tyson Walker and then tried to go over there and kind of, you know, my bad or whatever he said. Tyson's like, nah, man.
And Marshall goes off, and watch, Vasiljevic goes to extend the hand, and Magne says, nah, you're not on my team. And of course, Ben Air can't help but get in there, seeing how Anthony Drimmick's not on the floor.
So we're just having a look at this call to see if it is to be upgraded, if there's anything we need to know about.
No, let's play.
Nothing to see here,
Michael
Case.
Aylen, the crew chief, working this game with Ruben Woolcock and Ken Arick, waiting for the review centre to check it out.
Okay, so while we have this mini break,
Normal foul 34.
will be a normal foul. Right now, Tasmania is dealing with a trade-off.
Blue 34 for a push. Okay. Technical foul, white 10. Technical foul, blue 34.
Wow. So technical fouls on Ben Air and Vasiljevic. That's going to be 3 on Vasiljevic. That is a problem.
You take that trade every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
I agree with you there, and that is unfortunate for DJ. I would imagine he will be done for the half, and as an offensive player and a shooter, that really disrupts your ability to find a flow in this game.
5 points in the game so far. Vasiljevic 1 of 3 from the field, none of 2 from deep. Ben Air hasn't hit a 3 all season, is overdue. Starks ran out of room. Marshall shakes Cheatham. Didn't want to pull the trigger on it though. Dishes out Richards. He's off the front of the rim, and Cheatham pushes Humphries out of the way to get to the rebound. So Glenn Cameron, they've contained him so far. None of 1 from the field and just 1 assist. He's had problems. Marshall almost relieved him of it there. It trickles out of court. Adelaide will restart.
In case I was talking about that trade-off before we got into that foul situation. Right now, the 36ers are 0 of 5, but they've made 13 free throws. Dame, which one do you think, are you happy with this trade-off right now?
Yeah, I'm taking the free throws. I mean, because you're getting players in foul trouble. You're taking some time off the clock. You know, it's not moving. If you can just get yourself, that's how you get your rhythm.
Humphries got it from Cotton.
Good defense.
Magne right there with him. Cameron, 5 on the shot clock. Elevates, is fouled by Starks, bails him out. No need for that. And free throws to come again for Adelaide.
And the way Frank Cameron was been shooting the last game, I'm surprised he didn't let it fly immediately. But definitely an undisciplined foul by TJ Starks. Just a little bit on the, I mean, yeah, can't touch the hand. But Derek, I like what the Tasmania JackJumpers are doing. You look at the roster they have right now, guys who's in and guys who's out. They just held the fort with Jacob Richards on the floor, Nick Marshall on the floor, as we look at Big Papa, Big Perro Cameron in the house. And he just bought a lot of time until he could get Bryce Hamilton back in the game.
And you referred to him as Big Papa. How about FIBA Hall of Famer, Damon? Put some respect on Perro Cameron's name.
Yeah, nah, my ribs still sore from some of the screens I ran through at him back in the day. But yeah, FIBA legend.
Bronze medal, World Cup, All-Star 5. Perro Cameron, as well as doing wonderful things in the NBL for a long period of time. The free throw line is where Adelaide are getting their points at the moment. 14 points from the field. And now they've got 15 from the free throw line. They haven't hit a 3 in the game so far, but they lead by 4. 2.5 played in the second. Contact between Kenyon and Magne.
Have a defensive foul. 0 grabs him. 0.
Kenyon called for the foul for a grab. Third team foul on Adelaide in this period. Jumpers have 4 fouls in this team.
Magne's so hard to deal with. Ooh. That's an offensive foul.
What?
Should have been called an illegal screen based on what we saw last weekend.
Hey, one thing we know about Will Magne is he knows how to fall and how to put himself in a position to look like he was fouled.
Kenyon all over Hamilton. Magne double team. They strip him of the ball. Well done, Cameron and Humphries in tandem, off and running as well. A lot happening here in Adelaide between teams ranked 2 and 3 in the competition. Kenyon gives it up to Cotton, bounces into Ben Air, called for the offensive foul. Second personal for Kenyon. That's 4 on Adelaide in this turn.
Yeah, that dribble handoff when you keep running, Matt Kenyon. I mean, Derek, it's kind of soft. I mean,
he doesn't give the defender space.
Yeah, I guess. It's just too many whistles going on right now.
Well, that's part of the players. They have to make the adjustment and play fundamental basketball and get back to first principles of winning.
Ben Air didn't score, but he certainly had an influence on the game. He's done his job. Hamilton exploring, takes on Isaac White, who can't stop him.
Strong.
Yeah, soft touch, too.
Back to a 2-point game. 3 and a bit played to him, number 2. It's Kenyon. Heads in the Flynn Cameron direction. Now it's Cotton against Campbell. Back to Cameron. Shot clock to single numbers. Cotton gets past Campbell and late whistle, and he's back to the free throw line where he's 7 of 7.
If we can get the replay on that one, we'll see how Bryce got that drive. Tiger Campbell off the ball. You don't have any help responsibilities when you are guarding Bryce Cotton. There, he sagged off into the key like it was college basketball. He put himself in a closeout situation with the most dangerous man in Australia.
We've got some great action here. We've got some great action coming up soon in the WNBL starting October 18. It's going to be outstanding, and it starts October 19 here in Adelaide for the new look Adelaide Lightning at the State Basketball Centre. So get your tickets, get around and support all the WNBL teams. And Aaron Phillips knows a thing or two about WNBL and WNBA and World Championships and AFLW. And it won an NBL 1 title on this court just a couple of months ago as Magnay is stripped of it, came up empty. JackJumpers turn it over for the 6th time in the game. Vukocevic from close range eventually cleans up his own mess, gets the points first in the game, and Scott Roth wants timeout.
And Tasmania unable to convert on the offensive end, and that's what the Sixers want to do. Push the ball up the floor, kick ahead pass, big rim run, look for size advantages, get easy buckets around the rim.
Well, Adelaide doing it at the moment with a game-high 6-point lead. Pre-game, Kelsey Brown caught up with Flynn Cameron and spoke to him about the new culture here in Adelaide.
Settling in well. We've got a new team, got a lot of talent here, but we're just fighting every day for the culture, taking it game by game, day by day.
I want to ask about the culture. There's been a lot of talk around it changing this year for the 36ers. You weren't here last year, but how do you feel like the shift has gone with the culture around this club?
It's going well. We got a lot of leaders that are leading the way. Obviously, Mike Wells, but also Bryce Cotton is in there, DJ. We got Isaac Humphries. We got great leaders, and we're just taking it day by day.
Flynn Cameron spoke earlier with Kelsey as we go sideline to Kelsey live.
I just want to talk a little bit more about that culture piece. Zylan Cheatham, he's a big part of that. I know he's a big leader here at the Adelaide 36ers this year. And pre-game, he actually wore out Ben Gritsky's warm-up top. He said he wanted him to feel a part of it. He wants Ben Gritsky, who's out for majority of the season with that neck injury, to feel like he's a part of the group. So that just speaks volumes as to where the Adelaide 36ers are at the moment.
Great to see. Thanks, Kelsey. Great to see Ben Gristy here tonight as well. Still in the neck brace. It comes off next week, hopefully. He's unable to shave at the moment. He's got, obviously, some problems, but he's hoping that he will play again this season. So it has been reported that he's out for the season. That is not the case. He's still hopeful that he might be able to play toward the back end of the season. So that's good news for Ben Gristy, of course, was injured and the basketball rim collapsed on him in Canberra at the NBL Blitz. So the shot clock winds to red numbers here. Starks, the ball got stuck, and Cotton deflected the pass without even looking in that direction against Campbell. Will he take him on? Of course he will. This is Bryce off the mark. Hamilton, past Cotton, confronted by Cameron. Starks it is. And the ball knocked down out of court.
That's the one thing that is not really something Scott Roth wants to see a whole lot of. 22 dribbles, Derek, and then a turnover. And we all know what TJ can do. But in situations like that, you can get yourself subbed out quick.
They average 11 turnovers a game, Tasmania, and they're up to 8 already in this game. Middle stages of the second as well. Campbell inside, off the mark, and again Cheatham, good strong body there. Kept the ball away from Magnay. So Campbell none of 3 from the field as Cheatham retreats. Cotton. Counted by Campbell. Now double team releases Vukocevic, who works inside, dishes into the corner. This is Isaac White, red numbers on the shot clock for him. He knocks it down.
Nice hit by Isaac White, but Vukocevic, every import that comes to Australia does not have to be that flashy. He's just playing good basketball, Vukocevic. He could have shot that himself, but he kicked it on Isaac White instead of ball screen because he knows he's a shooter. That's just good team play.
And the same thing could be said for Zylan Cheatham as we look at the Amy replay. Vukocevic gets in deep,
knows he's got White and just gives him a little bit of a brush screen so White is able to get some freedom and knock down his 3-ball. But you look at Cheatham, he's a +9 in this game, having only scored 2 points. And it's just that winning manner that these guys bring that's going to make the difference over individual brilliance at times.
Adelaide want time out here. Foul was drawn by Hamilton intelligently, put Adelaide over the limit, so free throws to come for both teams here with almost 5 minutes to play in this second quarter.
Damon, looking at these Tasmania guards use the ball screen, sometimes I think there's too much snake, too much hostage dribble action, attack space sometimes. You've got space in front of you, go hit the space, fill that void.
Either here. You got to protect. When we get to the middle ball screen, let's get him up higher. So you got more room to... We're too tight and too packed in there.
Hey, don't fuck around with it either. Like, I'm screening the shit out of him, just go. Put pressure on the big and I'll roll. Go behind the hook.
Derek, I think Will Magnay agrees with you.
Like
he said, don't stuff around with it. Too much messing around, hostage dribbles, snake dribbles, 15 dribbles. Scott Roth wants him to bring it out a little bit higher so he can have more room to work. Talk like you used to run some ball screens. I just recall you just dribbling down, just shooting it.
Wow, really?
Shades of Connor Henry. Over-dribbling, you over-dribbled, he over-dribbled, I over-dribbled. We throw that back to when Connor was here in 2021. Always a hot ticket here in Adelaide, the 36ers. Even the big guns are in the house. Big Texie. Taylor Walker, who recently re-signed a further 1-year deal with the Adelaide Crows, in the house as well. And Hamilton to the free throw line. They're 1 of 3 before this trip. So again, the Hungry Jacks people are getting a little nervous here. Hamilton, 8 of 11 at 73% coming into this game, makes the back end.
Damon, I feel Bryce Hamilton needs to be more assertive on the offensive end, playing a little bit too much within the system. I need you to go out and give me some buckets now.
Cotton drew the double team. This is White. Flynn Cameron in the corner. Awkward pass, but he's ready to go. Can't connect. So Adelaide 1 of 7 from long range. Isaac White, the only 36er to knock down the 3. In contrast, 2 of 6 from deep.
Like that, Derek?
Yeah,
Hamilton.
I agree 100%.
All out of court, and Tassie going to get it back here.
And that is the one thing that I can be, if anything, a little critical about Tassie and their offensive structure. Yes, it has its benefits, but we saw even with Milton Doyle, a guy like that can maybe go 6-8 shots in a game because it's the Jackie way, Derek. So Bryce Hamilton got to still find a way just like that to be aggressive.
So Hamilton up to 5 in the game. Cuts the margin to 6. We started this term with Adelaide on top by 1. This is Cotton against Marshall. Inside 4 minutes left until half-time. Cotton made some room for the shot. Peels off the 3.
I knew once it got to his left hand, there was a step-back 3 coming. And I just don't think the JackJumpers can afford to leave Marshall out there isolated with Cotton.
You don't think? Come on, man.
Campbell got a good look at it and comes up with his first points in the game.
There are 2 people, in my opinion, Derek, that needs to be double-teamed as soon as they touch the ball. It's Bryce Cotton and JaVale McGee. Come get him right now or else.
Works to the opening, fires and connects again. They won't listen, Damon.
How long have we been doing this, Case? How much more evidence do you need?
Marshall attracted all the attention, gave it to Magnay, who throws a lid on 2 more.
Now Scott's saying, look at Scott. Scott's going to come get him.
Scott was going to guard him himself. This Cheatham against Bannon. Finds Cotton's baseline. He's feeling it at the moment, and he's fouled there by Nick Marshall. Second personal for him, more free throws for Cotton.
But you talk about winning basketball. We'll quickly look at this replay here. And Magnay actually does, that's a pretty strong contest by Magnay, but just the individual brilliance of Bryce Cotton wins 3 points there on that possession. But Cheatham right there, he got the ball in the key, was patient, didn't try and force up something that he wasn't comfortable with, found Cotton on a little flare screen, hit him with a nice pass, and it set up these free throws. Just good winning basketball from Cheatham.
100%.
Terrific pick-up for the Adelaide 36ers, who lead by 8 here inside 3 minutes to play until half-time. Hamilton guarded by Cameron. Both teams over the limit in terms of fouls. Got in the air, beats Magnay, and from close range, Magnay now with 7 in the game.
Bryce Hamilton making plays. It's getting pretty simple now, Derek. Just a middle ball screen for Bryce Hamilton and let him go to work. And that is not a good foul.
So foul called on Hamilton. Going to be his first personal, but free throws to come here for Adelaide. Hamilton has 4 assists, and Tassie 12 assists to 6.
Maybe we can get Kelsey to check on Anthony Drimmick, because he'd be the only guy that I would trust remotely, Derek, to go one-on-one with Bryce.
I agree with you. And we don't know how Drimmick's feeling physically, as he missed a lot of the preseason. But he's certainly someone that has the experience and the range and the length to perhaps be able to control Cotton somewhat.
6-point ball game, 2:32 to play in the first half here. And Tassie have done a good job of controlling Adelaide, but they still have 43. Of course, the Ignite Cup kicked off last night, starting in New Zealand, and what a performance that was by the Breakers as well, winning by 29 points over the reigning champs, 117 to 88. They shot the lights out. 18
made triples by the Breakers, and they had to break their ducks sooner or later. They was very desperate, and the Hawks came in a little bit wounded themselves, and now the pressure's on them.
And the Kudos Bank Arena, unfortunately, saw its home team, the Sydney Kings, fall to a very impressive Melbourne United, who looked like the benchmark of the competition case.
It's a really interesting scenario in Sydney at the moment. Pound for pound on paper, they look as talented as anyone. Jarman Impey in the house. Friend of Dejan Vasiljevic. Former Port Adelaide player, of course, now with Hawthorn. And that Ignite Cup, really enjoyed the 2 games last night, and of course $400,000 in prize money up for grabs, around 20K per player to the winning team. So it's going to make you play a little harder, another 20K.
Nothing to sneeze at all. They won't have no trouble spending it.
And keep an eye on those quarter-by-quarter results. Remember, each quarter one is worth a point.
Worth a point. Let's go courtside to Kelsey Brown.
Listening into Scott Roth, and no surprises, he spoke a lot about foul discipline. But, Damon, I want to give you an update. Nothing wrong with Anthony Drimmick. He said he's absolutely fine to go, just not choosing him in the rotation at the minute.
Here's Marshall penetrating baseline, lost the handle, regathers, shot clock to 10, needs support. Campbell, long way from home, guarded by White. Now red numbers on the shot clock for Tassie. Marshall against Cotton, the 2-11s go at it. He barged his way through and drew a foul to get to the free throw line.
I know he got fouled, but you got to finish that, Damon. It's a basic layup once the contact was made. It wasn't enough to throw him off his line significantly that he should have missed that shot.
Kind of harsh, don't you think? I mean, I hear you, but wow. He was kind of fading away a little bit to the right. How do you feel, Derek, like late in the shot clock like that? Tiger Campbell's about to go one-on-one. Josh Bannon comes and gives him a ball screen and brings his 6'11" defender over there to trap him.
Well, you look at the end result, and it worked out well in that possession, but you know, Campbell, again, has to show the ability to finish in late shot clock situations so that your teammates understand to leave you out there isolated and let you do your thing. Another horrendous foul by Josh Bannon.
We're going to walk to the free throw line here for Bryce Cotton, who's 11 of 11.
And Josh might as well turn around and walk to the bench.
Are you sure?
Positive. Go sit down, man. That's their 3rd foul. And Scott wants to take the ball out of Bryce's hands in the backcourt. Derek, I wouldn't be in a big rush in the backcourt to double team him. I'm going to wait till he crosses half court. Then I'm going to come get him and make somebody else shoot.
Well, I think the strategy would be to deny in the backcourt on the inbound and not let him get it, and then just keep him in front, show the potential for a double team in the backcourt just to slow his momentum down. But then once again in the front court, I'm going hard denial as Cotton misses one.
His career best is 16 of 17 from the stripe. He's now 12 of 13. Inside 2 minutes remaining until halftime. Marshall exploring unsuccessfully. Rakocevic the rebound. Number 5 for him in that category already. Coming off the bench, and he has the most in the game. Cotton, look away pass. Humphries bangs into Magnay, adds connected too. He's up to an even dozen on 6 of 8 from the field.
Strong left-hand penetration, Damon.
Yeah, and it was Bryce Cotton who turned the corner on the ball screen. You can't get there late. And like you said, great job by Isaac, playing very strong and physical. Late help is the worst kind of help on Bryce Cotton. Earlier, the better. And I know we're talking a lot, Case, about how to defend him, but I'm very appreciative of this man's offensive repertoire.
Well, he's got 19 and 3 at the moment, and he's got 19 points off of only 5 field goal attempts.
Here he is again, splitting a couple of defenders. Oh! And the reverse finish from Silent Cheatham upstairs. Fans getting excited here in Adelaide as they lead by 10 and they force Tassie into another error. White streams up the floor, support on both wings. The Cameron baseline, spinning, wheeling and dealing. And Roth has got problems here as Adelaide lead by 12.
Derek, you caught your breath? Woo!
Spectacular. 90 seconds from the Adelaide 36ers. And Tassie had done such a good defensive job on them. Hamilton's well short there. Late whistle provided. And free throws to come here for Tassie.
A late bailout whistle, and Adelaide have gone on a run back by some outstanding defense, and Scott Roth and his bench will get a behavior warning.
Please advise Eric, we have emergency on the bench.
Next time I see Nick Marshall guarding Bryce Cotton, I'm going to give him a behavior warning. That's bad behavior. But that ball screen that Bryce just split, Will Magnay jumped out there, Derek, way too much, too wide. And he split it with ease. And when was the last time we seen a backwards alley-oop? They're rare.
And something we saw in the blitz from this Adelaide 36ers team without its stars, Case, was a much improved defensive effort and productivity. And we're seeing that early thus far in NBL 26 as Bryce continues to absolutely cook on the offensive end.
Gives it up to White. Works down low. Tough shot for Isaac White. Can't get it done. Good point you make, Derek. They gave up 96 a game last season, Adelaide, to be 8th in the competition. They've dragged that down to 80 this season and find themselves a top 3 defensive team on those numbers. Certainly their offense has been so spectacular, and Bryce has been on show. The defense has almost been left alone, but look at Magnay. Unplug it there as he gets to 9 points. Last play of the first half. White forced into a tough shot, wasn't far away. And halftime arrives here with the JackJumpers trailing by 9. Adelaide 51, Tassie 42 in an entertaining first half.
9-point lead to have. This is a high-scoring game considering the JackJumpers like to keep it in the 80s. But Derek, I just feel like Tassie are just missing that one extra shooter, that David Johnson-type shooter that can take some pressure off Bryce Hamilton.
Let's get some reaction courtside with Kelsey Brown.
Yeah, I'm here with Isaac Humphries. Isaac won the difference at quarter time, but you broke away in that second. What was the difference?
We had a really good run just then. We came in, wanted to try a little bit of different offense, get them moving a little bit more. And I think it just, we had a few good buckets. We were clean up defense, so more talk, more connection on balls, all that stuff, so yeah.
We know that Tassie are a really defensive team. We know that they don't go away. So how do you make sure that they don't come back in this second half? We know that Scott Roth will be doing that.
Just starting 0-0, new game, fresh start, no complacency, just come back out. Just like we had that run and just try to build on it, but they're never going away, you're right. So just consistency and no complacency.
Love what you're doing. Enjoy the half.
Isaac Humphries there with Kelsey Brown. We've seen some spectacular action here in Adelaide in the first half, led by Silent Cheatham with a reverse finish upstairs. Adelaide with a 9-point edge, 51-42. Stay with us here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
DJ Shep, and MC Purpose. Adelaide, what's up? Ladies and gentlemen, with me I have DJ Shep. The Precision Dancers. I go by the name Purpose. You're going to want to hear this. Tonight we're going to take you through the R&B and bangers that we haven't heard in a little while. I want to see how many of these songs you know. Ready? This is going to be one on one. This is what we call the free throw. Come on. Yeah. This is going in the Smithsonian. When I'm not taking the shot, I'm still focusing. Don't look now, we hit pro again. From the half-court line, I'm still going in. Let me know if you need a break. No, you're too busy to even wait. Blue skies underneath the gray. But if you know the words for this next one, we want to see you. Oh yeah. Shake it, Adelaide. Alright, that's cool, that sounded good. I want to hear what else you got in the crates for him though. What else we got? Ooh, I know this one. Alright, Adelaide, I need your help with this. Say okay. Say okay. Say okay. Yeah. If I get a shot, I gotta take it. If we only get one, don't wanna waste it. Concentration.
Welcome back to Adelaide. The 36ers doing a good job of it at the moment. They led by 1 at quarter time, out to a 12-point margin in the second before we settle at halftime. 51-42 is the equation, a 9-point lead for the Adelaide 36ers. And we take a look at the numbers so far. What do you make of those, Damon?
Yeah, those numbers are kind of similar. Case field goal percentages are roughly the same. Made three-pointers. The difference is clearly the free throw attempts. 27 free throws for the 36ers, and one team, Derek, has Bryce Cotton, another one don't.
Well, he put so much pressure on that Tasmania defense, and early on in the game, he was able to get 7 free throws and really get the team going and get his confidence up. He scored 19 points in the first half off of only 5 field goal attempts. He's playing with house money to start this second half. If I'm Bryce Cotton, I am shooting the basketball a lot to start this third quarter.
Ultimate pro, isn't he? He just takes what you give him. Leave me alone, I'll knock down a 3. You want to guard me? Well, you'll foul me, I'll get to the free throw line.
He might be one of the smartest players, Case, we've ever seen. Of course, we know about his offensive scoring ability, but his ability to draw fouls, he recognizes defenders' feet, the angles, Derek. He knows how to get his body in perfect spots to draw those fouls. He takes advantage of every one of your defensive mistakes. If you show lackadaisical on the ball screen, he turns the corner. If you don't show enough, he pulls up. He is the absolute perfect scoring specimen.
Hungry Jack's highlights there at halftime, and certainly Bryce Cotton. The Blackmore numbers here, pretty impressive.
They're outstanding, and anytime you can get that type of productivity and allow your teammates to shoot the basketball, it is tremendous. Isaac Humphries off the back of Bryce only having to take 5 field goal attempts. Isaac is 6 of 8 from the field for 12 points. Bryce Cotton's magnitude of influence can never be understated. He's got the Tasmania defense now in his hand and ready to manipulate them any way he deems it is possible.
Pre-game, Kelsey Brown highlighted the battle of the bigs between Isaac Humphries and the Australian Boomers captain Will Magnay, arguably the 2 best Australian bigs in the competition. And it's lived up to expectations here because both men have had their moments.
One thing about Isaac Humphries is he is understanding how to play with Bryce. You would think they've been teammates for a long time, but Bryce has his role, Isaac has his role, and what what he's doing is getting himself in a good spots. And then when you have a connector like Zylan Cheatham that makes everything a little bit easier, Bryce can make that hockey pass there, and Zylan can finish it off.
Well, we know that Montrezl Harrell is no longer a part of the 36ers. And this has significantly helped Isaac Humphries' performance and his court time with this Sixers team. You see how much better he's played, almost like he has now accepted the responsibility of his importance in this lineup, and he's performing to the standard that we have been waiting for so long, Case.
Indeed. Now, no Montrezl Harrell, no Kendrick Davis either until Saturday night. And we're all looking forward to this one. Sellout crowd rocking up to see Kendrick against the 36ers. We're the little added spice.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit spicy. And Kendrick, I think he wants all the smoke too, Derek.
Well, Case, that's why you're one of the greatest of all time, but this is going to be a big one. Unfortunately, I won't be here for it, but I can't wait to see what type of reception Kendrick Davis gets up in here.
You won't be here to see it, but you'll hear about it. No, it's going to be an outstanding game. And Adelaide, though, right now, as you say, they've got Tasmania where they want them, Damon.
And they're also doing it without DJ Vasiljevic. DJ picked up his third foul in a minor scuffle. So they got that done without him. So now he'll come out in the second half, and if he's aggressive, that just makes Adelaide even that more dangerous.
Tasmania, though, is shooting 61%. So if they can just get a few field goal attempts, pick up the defense, we know they can fight and get back in this one.
They've won their last 3 on the road, and they've come from 5 down plus every time. Don't rule out the Jackies yet. Our Greens in the house, and Adelaide have a 9-point lead. We've got more coming your way from Adelaide right after this. Welcome back to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Boomers captain Will Magnay and the JackJumpers have got their hands full at the moment as we go courtside for an update from Kelsey Brown.
Well, that's the guy that I want to talk about. It's Will Magnay. He's played 17.5 minutes of the first 20. He's got 9 points, 4 rebounds, but he also has 4 turnovers. 17.5 minutes is a lot of time to play for a big man. We know he's had his injury concerns before, but I want to ask Derek, you mentioned it at the top. 17.5 minutes is a lot of pressure to put on someone like Will Magnay to bring this team back out of this deficit.
It is excessive, Kelsey, and it exceeds the amount of minutes that I would like to see him play. However, they are feeling in-game pressure because of Adelaide's bigs, in particular Isaac Humphries, who's performing quite well. Sometimes the game dictates that you go outside of what you intended to do, Damon.
I respectfully disagree with you and Kelsey. 17 minutes, that is nothing for a professional basketball player. An athlete like Will Magnay, that's no issue. The issue they have is Josh Bannon. He cannot pick up his 4th foul in this 3rd quarter.
Tall order for the JackJumpers, but we know they are the comeback kings. But Adelaide, when they lead by 6 or more at halftime at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, are 21-0.
So what are you saying, Case?
It's a tall order for the JackJumpers. You only have to dig deep. But as I mentioned, we've seen them do that this year. They were down 12 in Perth in round 1 and found a way home. And they were down 9 against Brisbane in round 3 in the last quarter and still found a way to win. So don't rule them out.
That's true, but Case, what a home court advantage in this venue Adelaide have. This place is absolutely rocking.
It's the place to be. And the 36ers looking to set their best start to a season in 25 years. Got the first half the way they wanted it. Hamilton to Magnay, harassed Campbell. Good ball movement for Drimmick. Finishing touches elude him off the front of the rim.
That's a foul on Flynn. Going for the ball, but got his legs. And Adelaide come out in the 3rd quarter, Derek, and they start Isaac White. They leave DJ on the bench with his 3 fouls. But you don't lose a whole lot when you got Isaac White out there who can score just as well.
Well, especially the way he played in the first half. He was a plus 13 in 12 minutes on the floor.
Best plus-minus of anyone, Isaac White. Fans on their feet here, supporting their team to get us underway in the second half. A good record in this venue, though, Tasmania as well. Overall, 4-2, and they've won 9 out of 12 games against Adelaide, including 6 of their last 7. Here's Bannon muscling up against Humphries, who shut him down. Shot clock about to expire. Bannon on the buzzer, comes up with a 2.
Big hit by Bannon. Outstanding defense from Isaac Humphries. And it's amazing how Humphries' defensive effort picks up when he's being appreciated and touching the basketball, Damon.
Always been a confident player. Great job by Drimmick, forced it out of Bryce's hands.
And adds another quick 2. So back-to-back buckets from the JackJumpers to start the second half.
That's why I'm surprised Anthony Drimmick only played the 8 minutes in the first half, because he is clearly the best defender for Bryce.
Maybe on minutes restrictions. He only played 12 minutes the last game. And I know you don't like that term. Here's Cameron, needs a bucket, and Flynn Cameron gets his first 3 of the game.
Timely 3 ball from Cameron. He'll never shy away from the moment.
It's been a terrific contest, as we anticipated. 2 of the best teams in the competition right now. 90 seconds played, term number 3. Adelaide by 8. Hamilton for Magnay, got past wide, and Will Magnay's into double digits.
Good action that resulted in 2-a-side dive from Magnay for the easy finish.
That was Isaac White's help, and he got there too late. He didn't want no parts of that beast coming down the court.
Magnay called for his 2nd personal. Bannon sits out there with 3. DJ Vasiljevic with 3 in the first half, still on the bench.
And a good response here, Case, to start this 3rd quarter, to get this lead down to 6 already and just take the crowd out of it.
Humphries got it from Cotton, marches into the paint. Humphries now with 14 on 7 of 9 from the field.
Nice little pick and roll. They take the ball out of Bryce's hands, and Bryce trusts his teammates. Isaac finishes, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather see Isaac go for 25 than Bryce get 50.
Here's Hamilton, the floater. Oh, the bottom of the net. That was exquisite.
High-quality offense. Tasmania at 62% from the field. The Sixers at 53%.
Here's Humphries once more. They can't contain the big man at the moment. 16 for Humphries, including 4 of the 7 that Adelaide have come up with since half-time, and quickly back the other way. Hamilton is playing at a different pace to everyone else.
Man, Bryce Hamilton's only been in the league 5 games. As we look at some Isaac Humphries' work, Will Magnay came across and helped for some reason early and gave Isaac a clear ride to the rack. There, Tyler Harvey's got the floater of the competition. Bryce Hamilton got to have the 2 spot, right?
He does it for the 1, looking at that.
Well, they're somewhat different type floaters. Harvey likes to be more of a running floater, whereas Hamilton really elevates and displays really, really deft touch with that left hand.
Cheatham hands over to Cotton. Now Cameron. Back to Cotton. Single digits on the shot clock against Bannon. Cotton fires, knocks down the triple. He's up to 22.
Rinse and repeat. They run good offense. The ball goes back to Bryce late in the shot clock. What the hell you think gonna happen?
Well, Damon, I acknowledge your passion, but it's not as easy as it looks to get out there. But I do think you have to get up in his face a little bit more and do something than allow him just to hezzy pull up 3. It's a rhythm shot for him, and late contest is no contest.
That's why you come double. Let Bryce get 15 assists. Let him do a Parker Jackson Cartwright.
Magnay picks up the dribble. This is Hamilton. For Drimmick. 8 on the shot clock. The former 36er penetrates. Ball away. Tough shot. Couldn't finish it. Knocked off the rim. Loose ball. Humphries gets after it. And now Cotton off and running. Against Campbell. One way. Back the other. Dishing outside for White. Works baseline. Got past Drimmick. Pass for Kenyon. Here's Humphries.
Isaac Humphries is having a game of his life. Great job by Isaac White, keeping that dribble alive.
Magnay from close range adds to his tally. He's got 13.
Derek, this is not the pace the Tasmania JackJumpers want to play at.
Certainly isn't.
White with his foot on the accelerator. Couldn't finish it. The clean-up too for Isaac Humphries, who's now got 20, including 8 in this quarter.
The pace is starting to erode the Tasmanian defensive fiber case.
Season high for Isaac Humphries. Career high of 28 will be in some danger the way he's cooking at the moment. 5 on the shot clock. Campbell's got problems here. Against Isaac White, found a way. Pass confronted by Cheatham. He hung in the air long enough to draw a foul and earn some free throws.
Isaac White, great hang time. And then Humphries does an outstanding job of reading the play, dive into the bucket. Hello. Great stint there by Humphries. Now up to 20 points on 10 of 12. And with that pace case, he needs a break.
You're baiting me. You're baiting me, and I ain't going for it.
He's 7 foot tall. He can't play at that pace.
You big dudes out there here, Derek, the slander. Like, how come a big dude can't play big minutes, man?
Because they have quality subs that can come in the game and continue the intensity at the level that Humphries played at for the first 4.5 minutes of this quarter.
Isaac White sits down. Adelaide by 8. I have a question for Damon. With Bryce Cotton in the sort of form he is and playing 2 games this weekend, why didn't you captain him in your Supercoach team?
Because, yeah, exactly.
You know why? He's so expensive, and I had JaVale McGee.
Oh, he traveled.
The salary cap is a little bit low, Case, but I think I'm going to come back and regret that decision. Unless, of course, Kendrick comes in here on Saturday and goes off.
Hey, Case, it sounds like the coach might be vulnerable. He might not be aware of what's going on.
He might need an assistant.
I still got Kendrick to bail me out on Saturday.
Yep. Well, I think Kendrick will be heavily incentivized coming back into here.
Case, I've been booed in here before.
Never.
Yeah, they didn't like me for some reason over here, but what the reception that KD is going to get is going to be nothing. I mean, what I went through is going to be nothing compared to what he's about to see.
No, exactly. I mean, I've forgiven you for those free throws down in the gong that cost Adelaide a championship in 2001, but some of the people here haven't. What can I say, Dan? So they're sorting the clock issues here at the moment and back where they should be. Right now it's Adelaide by 8. But Kelly, the captain of the owner of the Adelaide 36ers. I guess if you're owner, you can be captain as well if you want. But right now he is the owner, pulling the strings.
Case, it feels like this lead should be greater than what it actually is.
I agree. This is the problem that Adelaide had in previous seasons. Let's see if they can shake it here. Ben Eyre gets his first 3 of the season after missing his opening 6 shots. Remembering he shot the ball at 43% from deep while playing for the Phoenix last season. So he'll be very happy to see that drop. Adelaide margin cut to 5. Rakocevic from close range just pulled his way in close against Bannon. His hamstrung with those 3 fouls and added the 2.
Man, I do like the two-headed monster, though, Derek. Big Nick and Isaac together, you don't lose anything when you go to the bench, so they don't ever have to worry about that dreaded small ball, which you know I don't like.
Well, Ben Eyre in traffic attracted all of the attention. And a foul called on Adelaide here as well. So the continuation wave to wave. Foul's going to be called here on Cheatham. So it's going to be his second personal. Free throws to come for Ben Eyre. 3 of 6 from the free throw line, Ben Eyre this season. He started his career as a development player with Adelaide.
And someone who plays with a lot of confidence. He's an elite shooter of the basketball, very feisty defender, and I can assure you right now, he thinks he is one of the best defenders to guard Bryce Cotton or DJ Vasiljevic. A lot of confidence.
Well, they picked up tech fouls, Vasiljevic and Eyre, and they tangled in the first half. Let's see how it unfolds here. Vasiljevic out there at the moment with those 3 fouls. Cotton guarded by Marshall, lost the handle, regathers. Shot clocked at 10 for Adelaide. Cotton elevates, it's a little deep. And Tassie will come up with possession. Shout out to all our viewers watching down in the Apple Isle, Tasmania. Great start to the season, looking for a 4th straight win on the road. 4-1 start, if they can get the job done here, would be their best start ever in the NBL in their 5 seasons.
I do understand Nick Marshall's size. Hopefully can give Bryce a problem, but it's just not, because he creates that much space for himself. As Ben Eyre lets another one go, and Derek, the Jackies just won't go away.
They cut the margin to 2, so it's a 12-4 run here from the Tassie JackJumpers. 3:56 to play in the 3rd.
Again, Case, the sign of a well-coached team is no matter who is out on the floor, they know how to play the JackJumper way. And Ben Eyre has come in with a quick-fire 8 points to get them back in this basketball game.
8 of the 13 that Tassie have scored in this quarter, so pressure on the 36ers, and they haven't had to deal a lot with that so far this season. Their wins have been against Brisbane and Cairns, who have had their struggles. So now they're being challenged. It's be interesting to see how they respond. And Mike Wells taking a lot of his time. The referees are walking over to tell them time's up, and he hasn't even spoken to the players.
Bryce is coming up. Touch it. Go that way, Bryce. Right? We'll set it. As we set it, Matt, you're flashing so we can get the flash and we can get down the... Okay? Yep. Yep. Just Bryce is going that way, Pop. You can pop.
In Case, this is where it gets really interesting for coaches in the NBL. It's all good when Bryce is knocking down step-back threes, as we see the great Ken Cole. But how do things go when the adversity hits, whether it's in-game or during the week? You are going to face some mountains in the NBL. And this is a good challenge for this 36ers team and head coach Mike Wells.
Adelaide with 14 fouls in this quarter as well. Under 4 minutes to play in this term. Ben Eyre muscles up against Flynn Cameron.
That's some deep.
What a quiet night, Flynn Cameron. Down low, he may have travelled. Goes unwhistled. Scott Roth was agreeing with our commentary team, and now Magnay clutching at his leg.
Nah, Flynn Cameron slips over from traveling, and Will just kind of land on him a little bit. He's all right.
Maybe he didn't travel. Magne just comes down. And Magne had a similar incident last weekend against Brisbane and Toei Smith-Milner, where he landed awkwardly and he was able to shake that one off. Still hobbling around down there.
Occupational hazard when you've got big feet and you're playing basketball.
And you like to elevate like that.
Spoke with Will pre-game and about the Asia Cup gold medal win back in Saudi Arabia in August, and told me that he still has the Asia Cup trophy at his house. Next to his bed, in fact. Just a reminder of the great job that they did with the Boomers. Josh Bannon also part of that team. Now, whistle from Michael Aylen here. Foul's going to be called on Kenyon, I believe.
That'll be 2 shots.
Free throws over the limit.
See, sometimes, because Matt Kenyon's role is primarily defense, and he plays with such aggression on the defensive end. But if he gets the foul count situation, Derek, you're on 4 fouls as a team. You can't afford to be that aggressive. With Josh Bannon, I would have thought would have posted him up straight away to go at him, but just got him involved in the ball screen and got himself to the stripe.
Well, how about you get behind the scenes of the Hungry Jacks NBL? Follow the official channels. All social platforms are there. You can scan the QR code for links to our channels. Hit up either Derek Rucker or Damon Lowry on X.
Don't hit me up. I don't do that kind of stuff.
Believe me, I get enough hit-ups, Case. Thank you.
You're popular people. What can I say? They'd love to hear your opinions. Send them in. Send through a few. Get them on their toes. 2-point ball game here. At one stage in the second period, Adelaide led by 12. They led by 10 here 3 minutes ago. Well, the push has come from the Tassie JackJumpers. The Road Warriors and comeback kings of the NBL are doing it again. Cotton thought he was fouled by Marshall. Goes to Kenyon and gets it back. Kenyon gets it from Cotton. Feeds Vasiljevic. Red numbers on the shot clock. Clint Cameron fires. It's off the mark.
Great defensive possession. Scramble, take away Cotton's options. Rebound the basketball.
Ben Air been good this quarter. Feeds Magne. Just couldn't control the lob pass enough to make it sink. Inside the last 3 minutes of the third. It's game on here in Adelaide. Big crowd in the house as well. Rakocevic baseline against Magne. Fires over the top and comes up with another bucket. 6 on 3 or 4 from the field.
Soft little midi. Just to keep Will Magne on his toes.
Air exploring. Wanted Magne. Loose ball. And Adelaide come up with it. Vasiljevic, seen a lot of it, will be keen to make something happen, went without the ball. And now a chance for Tassie. It's Starks off and running, support on both wings. Wow. Couldn't get the finish. Opportunity missed, and Scott Roth wants to talk about it as Cotton dances inside and is fouled in the process, but it won't be a shooting foul.
And 3 good attacks in the paint by Tasmania. Come up with nothing. The lob. The turnover by Air, and then the missed layup in transition by Starks. Costly at the moment, Case.
Scott Roth waved off the timeout he was looking for. It's only the second team foul on Tassie in this quarter. A little over 2 minutes out from three-quarter time. Bryce Cotton restricted to only 3 points in this quarter. Here's Vasiljevic down low. Didn't get enough on the shot. Marshall, rebound and the run. Starks to his left. Showed too much of it to Cotton, who dances up the floor, evaded Air, but then lost control. Fans wanted a foul. I don't think there was anything in it. In the corner, they find Starks operating into an opening, and Starks adds another 2. 8 on 4 of 5 from the field for him.
Wow, it's going up and down. A lot of you wouldn't call it structured, but it's all about just getting a bucket any way you can.
Big third turn from Tassie. Get another chance here.
That's the truth, Case, and with Starks working his way, finding seams in the defense, they're a problem.
Here he is once more, works to an opening, this time off the mark. Cameron leads the charge. Rakocevic going with him. Vasiljevic joining in now. Gets rid of Ben Air. Can't get the finish. He's off to the free throw line.
What I like about what DJ did there is what Ben Air probably should have did a couple possessions ago there. Instead of getting that deep in the key, trying to throw the lob or trying to make a tough pass, it's only 4 feet of separation. Just attack the rim and get the shot up. And if you miss it, there's an offensive rebound to be had.
Well, let's see if Campbell is able to take advantage better than Air did in those situations. for this final minute, knowing that they're shooting 2 free throws on any contact.
The DJ knocks down the first. Yet to miss a free throw this season, DJ Vasiljevic.
Here we go. How many minutes, Case, did Will Magnay play in the first half? 17? And he is now up to 26. Does that mean he hasn't been out of the game yet? And it's only a minute to go in the quarter? Derek?
Looks that way.
Thank you, Case. I thought that was a rhetorical question, Case.
Inside a minute to play in the third. Tassie making their move. Time off the mark, Bryce Hamilton. He has 13. Bryce Cotton has 22. And Magnay rejected the shot there, got a piece of the action. Harris charging up the floor. It's got plenty of support as well. Starks for Campbell from deep. Yes!
Good basketball.
Back to a one-point game.
That's the way you work in transition and trust your teammate.
I love the little backcourt out there, too. Tiger, Campbell out there with TJ. 2 scorers, 2 ball guys that can take care of the rock and make plays.
30-point quarter from Tassie, their highest scoring quarter this season. White against Campbell. Kicks outside, Vasiljevic. Important bucket for Adelaide. Here's Hamilton on the buzzer. Couldn't get it done. 3-quarter time arrives, and after Adelaide led by as many as 10 at one stage, the Tassie JackJumpers have shut the door to close to within 4.
Scott Roth almost had a conniption. He looked over at TJ Stark like, do you realize TJ's new to the league? He overhelped. And DJ, of course, we know is a flamethrower and needs no invitation.
76-72, more from Adelaide in just a moment. Welcome back to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Adelaide by as much as 12 in the second, by as much as 10 in the third. Tassie hasn't led since the opening quarter, but we've got a 4-point game going here. Kelsey Brown was listening in with Adelaide during that 3-quarter time huddle.
I was, and it was Bryce Cotton that said the first word. He said, this is the last quarter. We've got to look at the score and see what we've got left. Isaac Humphries came in and said they aren't going anywhere like we spoke about at halftime. They are desperate for this win and that 3-0 start, the first time in 25 years as Isaac puts those 2 down. I think for me, it's about how they can overcome this Tassie defense. They spoke about it in that huddle, and they said this lineup and this system isn't going anywhere.
Thanks, Kelsey. Big night for Isaac Humphries, up to 22 on 11 of 13 shooting. Cheatham did well, climbed high, tapped it to the advantage of Flynn Cameron to win it back for Adelaide. And Cotton, 19 at halftime, just one bucket in the third, and he goes back to Nick Marshall and wants to chat about it as well.
Bryce just saying.
He's
They're getting physical with him off the ball a little bit, Derek, and Bryce is like, I'm just not going to just keep taking all these bumps.
Well, he's also saying just wait till I get the ball next time. But Tasmania, Scott Roth trying to buy Will Magnay some minutes here, and Jacob Richards needs to have a good stint just to keep this lead close.
Adelaide back to their original starting five to commence the fourth here. Cotton, Humphries, nice finish, and Bryce Cotton is creating for the big man with his 8 assists.
He's like, just wait till I get it back. I'm making something happen.
Yeah, you don't want that man start chirping. Good pass.
From close range, rattles home there for Josh Bannon.
Bannon's been effective, Case. He's a plus 13 in less than 20 minutes. Been hampered by that foul trouble, so he needs to stay out of, keep his hands out and be disciplined on the defensive end.
Cotton hands over to Humphries. Shot clock rolls to red numbers here. Cameron gave it to Bryce, who pulls the trigger. Caught a little deep. Vasiljevic kept it alive to the advantage of Cheatham, and Adelaide will reset. Started by Campbell. Cotton puts his foot on the accelerator, works to the baseline, and foul, and off to the strike.
I didn't have the angle to see, you know, the foul or not, but whatever. Bryce is offensively fitter than you are defensively fit. Even when he's tired right now, but he can still be effective on the floor. Some players can't play tired. Bryce isn't one of them.
It comes down to mental toughness, and when your body is trying to tell your brain it's had enough, that's when your brain takes over and says, no, we are pushing through. We got a job to do here tonight. You're the #1 player in the competition, and this is where superstars shine.
Hamilton checks in, replacing Starks. As Adelaide extend the margin again, now to 8 points. Tassie with some work to do, but plenty of time on the clock. A reminder, tomorrow, Illawarra against Brisbane, Adelaide against Sydney, I should say, on Saturday. Cairns, Perth tomorrow. There's your game.
There it is.
Big three-pointer knocked down by the Adelaide 36ers co-captain, and timeout from the Tassie JackJumpers. Adelaide lead it by 11.
And DJ Vasiljevic went straight to ice and said, that's you.
They needed that. They came hard, Damon.
Yeah, DJ's been sitting over there in the first half in foul trouble. I knew he was going to have a big second half, and that was a great defensive steal by Isaac Humphries, who kind of pushed it in transition. DJ running the floor and got him that nice little pass, and DJ knocked it down and gave Ice all the credit for it.
But I like what Vasiljevic has done since coming back into the game. Early on when he got back in, he was looking to penetrate and get opportunities that way. And now, since then, we saw him knock down that corner three that was big. And then, right then, that little pitch back from Humphries to hit that three in trans. Adelaide up 11.
So Adelaide with a much-needed three ball. They've only hit 6 in the game so far, and the Mitsubishi Motors three-point lead is no surprise to see who's on top. Bryce Cotton's added to his tally to a 4 tonight, and joins Milton Doyle at the top. Green Smith 10 next to in line, but we've got less than 8 minutes to play here, and the JackJumpers have got their hands full. Hamilton hands over. Nick Marshall, the former 36er, uses Magnay, muscling up against Humphries, who will be called for the foul. It's going to be Isaac Humphries' first personal and first team foul on Adelaide in the 4.
And a lot of big men in the league, not just big men, but players in general, can take a page out of Isaac Humphries' book. He's protecting himself. He's not fouling. Foul discipline is not an issue. We've seen, Derek, some teams where the big man gives away some silly fouls early. It kind of thwarts the whole offensive structure for that team. Ice has done a great job of staying out of foul trouble.
And it takes pressure off your coach from having to make decisions about his rotation and getting out of the game plan with respect to substitutions. And Humphries has just been incredible in this game with 24 points.
Season high for the big man, 12 of 14 from the field, 4 rebounds, an assist, and 3 steals and 1 block. Just stuffing the stat sheet for those playing Supercoach against Damon Lowry. Vasiljevic, Humphries, shut down by Magnay. Good contest between the big men. Cotton, knives between 2 would-be defenders, and adds to his tally.
Miraculous scoring ability as he looks at the right hand. Yup, we acknowledge it too, Bryce.
Here's Marshall. And into Humphries, contact, no whistle. Bannon steps inside Cameron and rushes to the hoop to add 2 more. He's up to 14.
Now, Adelaide need to be careful here, Damon, and not get loose and have a couple of poor possession on the offensive end, and Tasmania go bang, bang. Now you're back in a real dogfight.
Vasiljevic from deep, off the mark. Magnay snatches the board.
You can see Bryce trying to get DJ involved. He recognized that DJ could go off at any given time. It's Nick Marshall short from the corner.
Being selective in his long-range shooting, Marshall. That's his first attempt tonight, but he's been effective. 60% when he does fire coming into this game. With 3.5 minutes played in the final term, and Adelaide continue to hold Tasmania at arm's length at the moment. Anthony Drimmick about to check in for Tassie. And they get a stop there. Chance now. Hamilton shares it with Magnay. Campbell feeds Magnay, confronted by Cheatham, dishes outside. Sweet ball movement. Marshall got a good look, can't convert. Cheatham grabs the board.
I think Derek Will got to go up with that one. Like, yeah, great ball movement, but who's going to shoot? I got Will Magnay 6 inches from the basket. Just power up, see if you can get yourself to the free throw line.
I hear you, and that's a good assessment, but I disagree. I like the shots from Marshall. Sometimes, Dane, just got to knock it down. Back-to-back threes from the same spot. You would expect a pro in that short duration between shots to make one of them.
Tick over 4 minutes played in this last quarter as White. They get it to Cotton by Cheatham, and Bryce Cotton knocks down the 3.
Bryce lured everybody to sleep. That action's always going to happen off the ball. Caught Josh Bannon half asleep. And even though he's a little fatigued, Bryce can still make threes.
Double-digit lead again for Adelaide. It's never been bigger in the game as Hamilton explores, got beyond Vasiljevic, and then invited him back for more to show him how to finish with a 3.
Bryce Hamilton.
16 now for Hamilton. He leads Tassie. That's 1 of 5 from deep, though. Scott Roth looking to get a timeout here. Middle stages of this quarter. Cheatham wanted Cotton, but found Vasiljevic instead, and it was a good option. It rattled in, but jumped out.
Such a quick release.
Hamilton fires again. Same result. Gets the triple he was after, and the Tassie JackJumpers close to within 6.
Man, that lefty stroke.
They come, and they come quickly here, the JackJumpers. Cheatham puts it on the deck.
Charge.
And a charging foul called on Cheatham.
And just like that, Derek, the Jackies just hanging around. It's 4.5 minutes to go. As we look at the Amy replay, we're going to get back-to-back Bryce action. Hamilton from the left wing, nothing but cash. Stare DJ down and raise up back-to-back.
He's now got 19 points on an extremely efficient 7 of 11. 9 assists to go with that case.
Of course, tomorrow night, as I mentioned, Cairns against Perth. Interesting matchup here. Cairns have been all over the place in terms of up and down, and the Wildcats, look, their best is clearly very impressive. So it's going to be a good contest.
Yeah, that game anything can happen, but I said earlier, I'm gonna trust the Cairns type, wounded Cairns type fans. After they have a subpar performance,
I feel you,
and Adam Ford gets stuck into them,
yep,
they're gonna come out and respond.
Perth by 12.
Taipans 2-2 on the season. Perth Wildcats 2-1.
All right, Case, you know how I vehemently, is that how you say it, Derek?
Vehemently.
Thank you. Vehemently disagree with minute restrictions, right? But in this particular case with Anthony Drimmick, Scott Roth is giving Drim the most important of the restricted minutes. Crunch time, 4.5 to go. I'd be surprised if he doesn't play out this game because he's got to hound Bryce because it's going to be a Bryce battle from here on out.
And let's give Nick Marshall some credit. He got torched in the first half by Cotton, but he stayed with it, never gave up, kept his effort high, and he's done a decent job on Cotton in this second half.
JackJumpers with some momentum here, close to within 6. Need another bucket. Hamilton behind the back, shakes Rakocevic in the pass. He was hoping Banham was knifing to the hoop, but it came unstuck. Let's get some reaction courtside from Kelsey Brown.
Yeah, I listened into the Adelaide huddle then, and quite the contrary to what I said at the start. They don't want to play with pace in this time. They want to take a breath, slow down. He said, let's play a little bit calmer.
I don't know. I'd still be pushing it. Establish your identity.
Cheatham, Rakocevic down low, banging bodies with Magnay, extended the arm right out of the points, loose ball. And the ball came down on top of Anthony Drimmick while he was sliding out of court.
Is Isaac Humphrey still in the building, Case? If you're an Adelaide 36ers fan, you got to be asking a question. Come on, man. See, Derek, this is what I'm talking about. You start subbing yourself in and out, 4.5 minutes, and you're happy with your work. And now things are starting to go a little bit the other way.
Yeah, because they're lucky to retain possession there.
Here's Cotton. Hit 5 on the shot clock. It's waved away. Foul is being called here on Rakocevic. And they wipe away the 3 from Bryce Cotton. But he is gashed at the moment. Just taking some pickle juice as well, Isaac Humphries.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
Magnay against Rakocevic. Shares it with Drimmick, and in turn, Air. He works on Cotton, lost the handle. Stripped off it. Rakocevic tried to give it to Cotton, and it was denied by Magnay, who wins it back. With a chance now for Ben Air in the corner. He's off the mark.
And Scott Roth is leaving both his import guards, TJ Starks and Tiger Campbell, standing right next to each other in this crunch time, Derek. What do you think?
Well, he's got a timeout coming if the Sixers get a score, and I imagine he'll make some type of substitution and get those guys or one of them back in the game at least.
Here's Rakocevic from close range, just muscles into Magnay and gets it done. He's got 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Adelaide lead by 8, 3:23 to play. Timeout, Tasmania.
And that play right there showed a Will Magnay that is tired right now, Damon. And this is one of the reasons why I would like to be more judicious with his court time in the first half. He looked over at Scott Roth, apologized. He just had a mental lapse that usually results from physical fatigue.
Here's an idea.
What?
Get in great shape. How about that?
How about these games here, particularly on Saturday night when the 36ers entertain Kendrick Davis and the Kings, and prior to that, the Hawks against the Bullets, and the Hawks on the bottom of the ladder, 0-3. Last team to go 0-4 in a championship defense, Adelaide in 2003.
Case, I'm calling right now. There is absolutely no way Illawarra Hawks drop that game. No way on earth. They pencil that one in for a dub. And Brisbane Bullets obviously losing Javon Freeman Liberty. They are already depleted. If the Hawks drop that game, then I don't know.
Well, it's going to be a compelling match because both teams have to make adjustments to what they've been doing. Brisbane forced by the change in personnel, and Illawarra just trying to figure out a way to get more offensively from more players.
Are you prepared to walk to Perth?
Oh, come on, Case. Case, why are we living in the past?
Derek won't walk around the block. What are you talking about?
Well, let's see what after timeout play they have here. I wouldn't be surprised they try and get something off the 3 for someone.
Looks Bannon pulling the trigger on the deep shot. It's off the mark. Wrestling for position down low. But Finn Cameron has been called for the foul. It's going to be his 4th personal and a 4th team foul in Adelaide in this quarter.
Yeah, that was huge. He was trying to box out, but he wasn't even facing the basket. He just basically bear hugged Drim on the glass. And Derek out of the timeout. 2 import guards are still over there on the bench for Tassie.
And that's surprising And Scott Roth is obviously showing a lot of faith in Ben Air, who is a more than capable player, don't get me wrong, but it's rare that you see the imports sit like this.
Cotton grabs the rebound off the Tassie miss. And Adelaide with an 8-point edge as we count down the last 3 minutes. It's been an entertaining affair, always is with Tasmania. They've had 6 of their last 7 games been decided by 7 points or less. Here's Cotton. Red numbers on the shot clock against Ben Air, playing with 4 fouls. He forced him into a tough one. He came up to Andy Trimmick. Look at the courage for that on the deck. After he had it and lost it, he refused to give up.
Outstanding one-on-one defense there from Ben Air, and great hustle from Drimmick when it looked like Adelaide were going to be able to secure that ball and put it right up into the basket. Tremendous fight from both teams, Case.
Isaac Humphries checks back into the game. He's got 24 points on 12 of 15 shooting. And remind you, his career high is 28.
And that is no knock on the Serbian Nick Rakosevic. Damn it! There's no knock on the big fella. But Isaac is just having that blinder of a game. Just like to see him just stay out there, especially now in the crunch.
Ben Air, pocket pass. Magnay takes on Humphries and comes up with a finish as well.
Looked like he got fouled.
Magnay up to 17 on 7 of 10 shooting. So he and Humphries have been a great cameo battle. 6 the margin, little over 2 minutes to play. Still plenty of work to do for Adelaide. White, shot clock at 10. Humphries, extra pass. Cheatham fell out of the sky and threw it down on him.
Great offensive ball movement by the Sixers, and they find Cheatham late. And Case, talk about the ability to elevate.
He's in a different league. Well, Ben Air, tough shot, off balance, couldn't connect, and Adelaide get the stop. To the margins, 8.
Oh, you see what's coming, Derek.
Oh. Cotton for Cheatham and gets it back. Guarded by Hamilton. It's the Bryce show here.
He's got the sword out. He's got it out.
Shot clock to 3. Poor pass. Trimmick read it well. Magnay, they get a stop. They needed it. Tassie. Here's Hamilton against Kenyon. Takes him on. Draws contact. Free throws to come for Tassie.
Tassie takes so much out of you physically when you play against them. They're so physical. And look at this. White does a great job. And Humphries with a dynamic dish for the dunk by Cheatham.
Underrated passer out of Humphries.
Hungry Jack's NBL Ignite Cup is turning up the heat, igniting the fuse. And you can see there, every Wednesday, 11 exclusive offers will drop, but you better jump on quick. I'll only be live for 24 hours. Tickets, merch, discount offers. You never know what's coming. You scan that QR code, unlock this week's offers, and you are a chance to get involved. Adelaide's first Ignite Cup game is coming up here against Illawarra in round 10.
That's a tough miss right there, because that's going to keep it at a 3-possession game unless something extremely abnormal like a 4-point play were to occur.
Makes the adjustment, denies the fans the burgers for the moment. Bryce Hamilton up to 20, right on his season average, and now Hamilton in 5 games has been 20 or more 4 times.
Special, very special player.
Throw in 9 assists. He's good. So 7 points the margin. Incumbent really on Tassie to make something happen here. A little over a minute to play. They have a foul to give Tassie. Cameron dancing in front of Bannon. Tough shot with the left hand. Oh, the bottom of the net. He's up to 12.
That's over with now. Flynn sealed the deal.
Hamilton works to an opening with good skills. Overcooked the shot. Cheatham the rebound. Hands over to Cotton. 9 rebounds now for Zylan Cheatham. Leads that category in the game. He's second in the league in rebounding at 12 per game. And Humphries baseline, extra pass. Knocked down. Out of court.
And Humphries sensing the moment for a highlight for Cheatham. Turns that one over.
Timeout called by Tassie. 39 seconds to play. It's a Tangerine timeout. Adelaide on top by 9.
If you'd have told me that the Tasmania JackJumpers, Bryce had 19 at the half, if you would tell me they would hold him to 10 points in the second half, you would think maybe they got in front some kind of way, but you did not feature, you didn't figure that Isaac Humphries would go for 24.
Correct, and Bryce has been really selfless. He's played an outstanding game, realizing that the defense had loaded up on him in the second half. He's got 9 assists to go with 3 steals, and he's a +8 out there on the floor. Still an MVP level performance.
Career high of 12 assists for Bryce Cotton, closing in on that. Of course, Parker Jackson-Cartwright with 17 assists. Almost into that upper echelon where Derek Rucker lives with that all-time record of 24.
Thank you, Case. I heard some rather unsavory comments during last night's broadcast about the legitimacy of my 24 assists back in 1994. Lenar Copeland, watch your mouth. I'm watching the broadcast, homie.
Special player, our man Derek Rucker. 24 assists, 30th of April, 1994. That's when it occurred. So can Tassie come up with a play here and just put a little more pressure back on the 36ers? Ben Air leads Hamilton, guarded by Cameron. Adelaide over the limit in terms of fouls. Hamilton spins to the baseline and gets it done. 22 for Hamilton.
Such a difficult shot, the ability to put that ball up there dead, Damon, and let it just drop down without any English. That's going to affect whether that ball goes in the bucket or not.
Yeah, his touch is soft. On 13 shots, he's made 8 of them, 62% from the field. And yet the import guard never got back in this fourth quarter, never got back in late in the game.
Adelaide eventually get it over halfway. JackJumpers with a foul to give, and Drummond wants to use it. Second personal for him.
The way Adelaide is playing, Derek, they're not a one-man band. Yes, Bryce Cotton is the man, but as a team, this is a good structured offense. Everybody knows their roles. They got depth at key positions. It's going to be a tough place to come in here and get a win. Normally, you could just take Bryce out of a game and pretty much guarantee yourself a win unless he went for 50.
Ben Air is out of the game. He fouls out. Free throws to come for Adelaide. Tassie over the limit. And he played his role, Ben Air. Served it up to Adelaide. Got them out of their comfort zone, and he sits down with 8 points, including his first 3s of the season. But I like what Ben Air brings to the table. He'll bring it every week, and he'll let you know about it as well.
Definitely a Ben Air fan. Every team needs a guy like that that can provide that energy, that spark. The dude will never lose belief in himself, can knock down shots. He's in a deep rotation, but Scott Rolfe trusted him down the stretch.
Adelaide been good from the stripe. 27 of 33 in this one. Cheatham 4 of 4. Tassie 15 of 20 from the free throw line. Margin at 9. They kick the ball up the floor quickly. Marshall, the former 36er, takes them on, hangs in the air, draws the foul on Humphries and gets to the strike. Just never out of it, Tassie. They don't know how to quit.
Now, Scott Rolfe will be just annoyed with the 98 points they gave up. That's just their team, especially without Majuk Ding out there in the lineup, without David Johnson. You don't want to get into a 3-figure kind of a game there. They need to keep in the 80s until they get their troops back.
Well, having played these 4 straight road games is going to be a tremendous benefit to them when they go back to my State Bank Arena. A lot of guys like Nick Marshall and Ben Air, who haven't been regulars, as guess what we've got, Case?
Third straight game, Tassie here, giving up burgers to the Adelaide fans. Just open the NBL app. Code word is jumper. And you can entertain yourselves just as the Adelaide 36ers have here. For the first time in 25 years, the Adelaide 36ers start the season 3-0. They've knocked over the JackJumpers here by 9 points. It's 98-89, and Isaac Humphries is our footlocker player of the game.
Phenomenal game by Isaac Humphries. Sometimes it's hard to find a guy that can ride shotgun with Bryce because he draws so much attention. But Ice stepped up. He finished around the basket. Last year, sometimes he'd have games where he wouldn't shoot a good percentage there, but to go 12 of 15 from the field, That is efficient work. That is just the kind of guy that Bryce needs to take that pressure off.
Well, it's a balanced performance, a strong performance by the Sixers. And I think deep down inside, Coach Mike Wells will be more satisfied with this type of victory where his team was pushed at critical moments in the game and responded in the manner that a deep playoff run team would, Case.
Yep, Tassie got back to within one late in the third quarter. Adelaide were able to hold them at bay and win at 98-89. We're going to be back to wrap it up here from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre in just a moment. Adelaide, 3-0 start to the season.
Saturday night is going to be absolutely massive. Sold-out game against the Sydney Kings. And if you are leaving tonight, make sure you think road safety important to us and the Sixers. Stay focused on the road. Using your phone to either be talking game tactics takes your attention off the road. Make sure you and everyone get home safe. Think road safety. Flip Cameron over here. It is a great win. Undefeated start to the season. Welcome to Adelaide. How you feeling? We're feeling good. It's a good win tonight, off an incredible road victory against the Taipans, but one of the things us as fans notices as well, the chemistry, the cohesion amongst the team, whether it's the starters or the guys off the bench. You must be really pleased with that.
Yeah, we're definitely pleased. Thanks for coming out and supporting us, being a great six-man for us, helping us get this win tonight. Thank you.
Saturday night's going to be massive. Sold out already against the Sydney Kings. They mean business, so straight to recovery. What do you think about these fans? Because they're going to bring the noise Saturday.
I hope they bring the noise.
Give it up for Flip Cameron here. Another win at home. A great start to the season. We will see you Saturday night. Sold out. Bring the noise.
The Adelaide 36ers get the job done here on the back of a great effort from Isaac Humphries, who finishes with 24 points, 12 of 15 from the field, 5 rebounds as well. But it really was the Bryce Cotton orchestration that got him there, wasn't it? So we take a look at these numbers. Cotton with 29 and 9 assists.
He was certainly outstanding, especially in the first half, to kind of set the tempo for the game. But Damon, the stats are pretty simple, except the rebounding with the Sixers won, and Tasmania had an uncharacteristic 15 turnovers. But I think head coach Mike Wells would be extremely pleased with this victory as opposed to some type of blowout win. They were tested in this game at critical times and come away with a big victory.
Yeah, that was quality. You always want to protect your home court. Like we always say, if you can go 80-90% at home and split your road games, you should be probably top 14. But it's the free throw count, though. Adelaide made 27 free throws. That's the one thing that Scott Roth, I'm sure, will address with his team, is just foul discipline.
As you can see by the ladder there, the game between Cairns and Perth tomorrow night. Super important. Perth third, Cairns sixth at the moment. And, of course, after that Saturday's games, Illawarra and Brisbane and Adelaide return here to take on Sydney as well. The Kendrick Davis show arrives in town. And games on Sunday, the Breakers against the Phoenix United against the Taipans. We've got a tough double there, the Cairns Taipans.
They certainly do, and they need to get one of those, Case. And if they can hold serve at home tomorrow night, get rested up, fly down to Melbourne. It's a place where they don't play bad basketball, Dame.
No, they have been down there before and came out with a dub, but Melbourne United are absolutely clicking on all cylinders right now, minus Shea Illy and CG43. Everybody's beatable case in this league. You got to come with it.
Melbourne are looking tough, 4-0. As Al Green shares some moments there with Bryce Cotton, who was the star again with 29 points in this game. So Adelaide has beaten Brisbane by 7. They beat Cairns by 31. They've knocked over Tassie here tonight by 9, and they head on to a battle with Sydney on Saturday night. Trust you've enjoyed our coverage here from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. On behalf of our co-commentary team here, and Kelsey Brown, Damon Lowry, Derek Rucker, and our hard-working crew behind the scenes, I'm John Casey. We'll see you again soon here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
Chatting into 11111, mic 1.